Hello, my beloved nutshellers. We are back with another medical episode in the series of organophosphate poisoning. Now, before you click away thinking, boring science stuff, especially if you're joining us for the first time, hold on. This topic is juicier than a ripe mango at the village market, so let's do a quick recap. As discussed in the previous episode, organophosphate are the chemicals often used in pesticides and nerve agents. Yup, you heard right. The same stuff farmers use to kill bugs can also, unfortunately, kill us if we're not careful. Now, organophosphate poisoning has three main categories of symptoms, and that's the focus of this video. 1. Muscarinic effects. 2. Nicotinic effects. 3. Central nervous system effects. Today we're going to break them all down in a way that's easy for you to understand. Alright, let's start with the muscarinic effects. And no, that doesn't mean your muscles suddenly become musicians. Muscarinic comes from muscarine, a mushroom chemical, and it basically means symptoms related to the rest and digest side of your nervous system. The easiest way to remember muscarinic symptoms is with the acronym SLUDGE. And no, not the thing at the bottom of your drain. It stands for S is for salivation, drooling like your dog when you cook steak. Tails lacrimation, tears and basically crying for no reason, even if you didn't watch Titanic. Foo for urination, yep, peeing yourself. D, defecation, you guessed it, unwanted bathroom break number 2. G, gastrointestinal upset, cramps, diarrhea, stomach flipping like a tumble dryer. And lastly, E for emesis, that's the fancy doctor word for vomiting. So imagine, you're sweating, you're drooling, you're crying, you're peeing, you're pooping, and you're vomiting. All at once. Honestly? It's like your body decided to throw a party, but every system in your body RSVP'd with chaos. Other muscarinic effects include miosis, pinpoint pupils, your eyes look like tiny camera lenses zoomed all the way in. Bronchorrhea, fancy term for your lungs are producing so much mucus you feel like you're drowning inside your own body. And then bradycardia, heart slowing down like an old Nokia battery. So in short, muscarinic poisoning turns you into a walking sprinkler system, fluids coming out of everywhere. If you thought puberty was messy, this is next level. To counter these effects, doctors whip out atropine, the superhero of this story. Atropine blocks those muscarinic receptors, basically telling your body, stop leaking everywhere, this is not a plumbing disaster. It dries up your secretions, resulting in less drooling, tear, and mucus. Speeds up the slow heart, and helps you breathe easier. Because organophosphates stick around, you'll often need big doses of atropine, sometimes continuously. Think of atropine like the towel after a water balloon fight. Without it, you're just dripping everywhere. Now let's move to the nicotinic effects. And nope, this doesn't mean you suddenly crave nicotine or cigarettes. Nicotinic receptors are found at your neuromuscular junctions, the places where your nerves talk to your muscles. So what happens if organophosphates mess this up? Basically, your muscles go into rebellion. First, they twitch like crazy, then they get tired, then they give up completely. Here's the lineup. Muscle fasciculations. That's the scientific way of saying your muscles twitch like you're trying out for TikTok dance trends. Starts to cramp, like the worst gym workout aftermath you can imagine. Weakness, your muscles go, nope, not today, buddy. And paralysis, seriously bad. If it affects your breathing muscles, you can stop breathing altogether. You also get things like tachycardia, heart racing like it's late for work, or sometimes bradycardia because your body can't make up its mind. Hypertension, blood pressure up, or hypertension, blood pressure down. Again, indecisive body. It's like your muscles went from party mode to protest mode. First they're dancing, then they're sore, then they're like, we're on strike. Imagine trying to lift your phone, but your biceps file for labor rights. The scary part is, nicotinic effects can lead to respiratory failure. That's when your breathing muscles get paralyzed, and that, my friends, is not the kind of Netflix and chill we want. Nicotinic effects can be managed too. Here doctors rely on pralidoxim or 2-PAM. Fancy name, right? But think of it as the reboot button for your enzymes. Organophosphates disable an enzyme called acetylcholinesterase. Pralidoxime comes in, kicks the poison off the enzyme, and lets your nerves talk to muscles again. This helps stop twitching and prevents paralysis from becoming permanent. But there's a catch. It only works if given early. After a while, the bond between organophosphate and enzyme becomes aged, locked in forever like a bad tattoo. Pralidoxim is like Control plus Z for poisoning. But if you wait too long, it's like trying to Control plus Z to marriage. You're permanent stuck, buddy. Doctors also give oxygen and ventilator support if your breathing muscles are paralyzed, because, well, breathing is non-negotiable. Finally, let's get to the central nervous effects, aka what happens in your brain. This is where things get really dramatic. Organophosphates overstimulate your nerves so much that your brain basically fries out like an overloaded computer. Symptoms include anxiety, feeling like you drank 7 cups of espresso. Confusion, you tend to forget what day it is or why you walked into the kitchen. Ataxia, fancy word for stumbling around like you're drunk. Convulsions or seizures, your brain short-circuits and starts sending shockwaves. And lastly, coma, the scary deep sleep you don't want. So central nervous system poisoning is like giving your brain too many tasks at once. Imagine you're watching Netflix, playing FIFA, texting your crush, and trying to cook pasta. Then your Wi-Fi explodes. That's your brain on organophosphates. And here's the worst part: if left untreated, CNS effects can kill you. Yep, this is the part where the joke stops being funny. That's why early recognition is critical. To treat CNS effects, doctors here will use atropine again, because muscarinic effects also mess with the brain. Benzodiazepines like diazepam or midazolam to calm seizures. These are like the chill pills of medicine, telling your brain, relax, don't panic, let's not fry the motherboard. Ventilation support, if the brain forgets to breathe. So basically, atropine dries you up, pralidoxime restarts your enzymes, and benzos calm your brain. It's like a medical dream team, the Avengers, but for poisoning. Okay, nutshellers, let's wrap this up before someone panics and throws away all their veggies. What did we learn? The signs and symptoms of organophosphate poisoning, which fall into 3 categories. 1. Muscarinic effects, the messy body party. Sludge, salivation, tears, pee, poop, cramps, vomit, plus pinpoint pupils and slow heart. 2. Nicotinic effects, so the muscle rebellion, twitching, weakness, cramps, and possible paralysis. CNS effects, what's the brain burnout, anxiety, confusion, seizures, coma. Here is the big takeaway. If you ever see someone suddenly crying, drooling, twitching, peeing, and collapsing all at once, don't laugh, get them help immediately. The treatments we have discussed above save lives, but only if given quickly. So I repeat, if you ever suspect organophosphate poisoning, don't try to play Dr. Google. Get to a hospital immediately. Organophosphate poisoning is a medical emergency. And that's all, folks. If you enjoyed learning about how chemicals can turn your body into a leaky, twitchy, confused mess, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with your friends who always say, I'm not scared of pesticides. Stay safe and remember, knowledge is like an antidote, it saves lives. This has been In a Nutshell.